Hello. Thanks for joining me live today. You've got Mary Burke. Thanks for being here. Now, I thought I'd give you a little bit different. We've done chats the last couple of times that I've gone live. So what I thought that I would do this time is actually do an activity. Have you help me sand? I have these four 6-inch cedar boards that need to be sanded down before I paint them. Behind me, I have 3 boards, 6-inch boards that I've already done one coat on, but need to get a second coat of polyurethane on, as well as 4 4-inch boards. Stella would like to come and say hello. So here is Stella. And you've got Mary Burke live. So now Stella, say hi to everybody. So, yeah. Now you just made my board all dirty though. Now I'm gonna have to wipe my board down. Yeah. You ready to come back? Ready to come back? I got you. I got you. Wipe off my board before I sand it. Yeah? Are you gonna be a good girl? You gonna have my 6? You gonna have my 6 while I'm working? Come on. Okay. So, thank you everybody for joining in. I do appreciate you being here. You've got me in the pole barn. That is gonna be the best and easiest place for me to get this done. It gives me some respite from the bearing down heat. So I do have a cover over me. And in case of inclement weather, although there is not a cloud, well, there are a couple of clouds in the sky. But in case it gets wet out here, I can still continue my work. So again, I thought I would bring you my, my live from outdoors here at the farm. Like I said, I'm at the pole barn. And this is where I am going to be working on my, let's see, I gotta adjust that just a little bit like that. And okay, so there you go, you got me live. So it'll be harder for me today to actually answer your questions. So you might have to hold your questions till the end while I'm getting this work done. I will be using a palm sander, so it may get noisy at bits. And I'm going to start off with some hydration. Let's get, ooh, little pent up pressure there. This is my Propel Lemon Blackberry. I'm also going to grab, don't fall over on me now. I'm also going to pair, Willow got a hold of the box. So, but these are all latex gloves. I wear these when I'm working with the wood so that I don't damage my hands. A lot of people will say, hey, how come you don't have any paint on your hands, or you're not covered and blah, blah, blah. Well, I do try to protect my hands. Anyways, and it may get real hot. You may see me put my hair up. And so first I'm going to start out with sanding these 4. Once I get the sanding done and the dust settles from that, it's just going to be a light sanding over the whole thing. So let's see what I got going on here. Yeah, that'll be fine. So I'm using a very fine grit, just giving it a light sand. So I cut the blocks down, and let's see, I don't even know, 180. I'm using 180 grit. And so it's going to be a fine sanding. And the way that I usually do this is I leave these all stacked up. They'll be closer to you, and I take one board at a time. All right. So thank you for joining me live. These are cedar planks, and this is the seat inside the bunkhouse. These are going to be baseboards or above the above doorways, or they'll be a baseboard. So I still have some boards that I have to complete before I can install them later on. I will be installing them this afternoon, provided these get sanded and dried in time. The second coat over here should go much quicker. So safety goggles on, Thanks for joining me. You've got Mary Burke Live. This is the account for you to follow, like, subscribe, join, all of the above. It's gonna get loud, sorry. Working it over the wood. Let's see. There we go. Now we should be back. Okay, there, now you should be live. Good? Mustard, can you see me now? Thank you for being here. Thanks for joining. And you've got Mary Burke Live. Sorry to see that. Yes. Okay, excellent. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna grab a little water because it is hot as Hades out here today. Okay. Plug my sander back in and get to the last two boards. I have 2 boards down, 2 boards to do. I gotta plug it in, make sure I'm unlocked. Otherwise, things just starts right up. Okay, plug it in. Like so. Goggles on for safety, and we're back to sanding. So. Palm sander, 220 grit. I'm ready to flip it on its edge. Like so. I can either move the wood or move myself. Covered in urethane. Thanks for joining Mary Burke Live. Make sure you hit follow, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you hit join. Give it enough. I did not give it enough. Yeah. Last one had too much. This one doesn't have enough. So this one, I'm done messing around with it. I'm done messing around. Got to give it enough. So that's why the pre-done ones are come in handy, because hopefully this is longer than that last one. Did I make it shorter than that last one? The same exact size. No, that's definitely longer. Good. Okay. Let's try this again. Redo. The other one was giving me so much trouble. It wasn't worth it. I got one board. One stinking board. Take those off. Wrap that up and in. To lift it. Come on. Helps if I utilize the side that I have to left. And don't do that. Why I always unplug it, and I forgot to unplug it. There, unplugged. Why are you still locked down? You shouldn't be locked. There we go. I didn't move it all the way out to the side. All right, so now we got a good bead on that one. lock that in. That was so much easier. And I got a good bead on that one. Wrap it around underneath. Come on. Wrap it around underneath. That has plenty of room to grab onto now, like so. Wrap that around and do that. Put these back on. Let's try it again. Take three. Take three. Thank you for joining me. You've got Mary Burke Live. I'm outside in the pole barn. I'm working on the wood. My hands are sweating, so they don't want to go back into the latex gloves. These are just a quick, light protection on my hands. Will it save me from splinters? No, but it will help. And it actually helps when I cover them while I'm doing the polyurethane. Okay, make sure it's unlocked. We're good. Plug that back in, like so. Wrap it underneath, goggles back on, and we're sanding wood today. So I thought it would be different to have, instead of just chatting, I thought it would be different to be out here and having you actually be part of my workday. So this is what is slated for today. Later on today, I will be installing these, provided of course I can actually get the sanding and the polyurethaning done. So I'm using 220 grit, and these are my cedar planks. They're 6 inches wide and 8 feet long. I will be giving them a light sanding on 3 sides. So it has a smooth side, the rough side on the back, and then the top and lower edges. The top, and I'm gonna polyurethane the top and the bottom, as well as the fascia of it, the smooth side. That's what's gonna get the polyurethane. The back is not gonna get polyurethane as I put it up against the baseboard. End of the sanding. So I don't need to sand anymore. I can unplug that, put that underneath, take this electrical and wind it and put it off to the side so I don't trip on it. And I am going to go over and wipe it down, because even though I could blow it off, you see me with the DeWalt or the other blower all the time, leaf blower. But now I am gonna take a cloth to it, a clean cloth, and just wipe it down, because if I don't, those fine particles, those fine sand particles are going to get trapped in the wood. Again, I could have blown it off, but I didn't. Now, this is all done, take it and put it behind me like so, because then I will move the other boards up. I still have some barbs on some of them, but it is a natural wood, so, and it is supposed to have that rustic appeal to it. I just smooth it down a little bit so that we don't have any problems once we're either installing it or polyurethaning it, like so. And then we're gonna come down here. Thank you so much for joining me. I can, while I'm wiping down this wood, you can certainly shout out where you're from and what you're up to today. Are you outside working today like I am? Thanks, Charles, for joining in. Hi there, Dragon. Thanks for joining in. Oops, I have one that's not scrolling. There we go. Hi, Christina from Michigan. Thanks for joining in. Glad to have you here. Thanks for joining me live today. You get to see me doing something instead of just chatting. So, and here's the last piece of wood here. Whoop, does still have a little barb on it. I'm gonna just peel that off. Connecticut's in the house. Sunflower State's in the house. Hi, Paco, thanks for being here. I am wiping down this wood, getting any of the sawdust off of it, checking it for splinters. See, there's a big piece of wood there. All right. And on this one here, I don't know if you can see it, but this one here has a tag. A lot of these still have the tags on them, so I do have to take all those tags off. Some of them will come off. That's not gonna be the right thing. That's not the right thing. That's not what I want. Let's see what tools I have here. Should be here. I don't want an adjustable. I guess I could. I could use a channel lock. All right, so here I've got one of these. I'm just gonna have to get up over the top of it. See if I can peel that back. See which way that is coming out of the wood. Okay, work it around and then just poke it out. I do have some trash. I have trash right there. So, and then for the other ones, say for these tags on the end, like so. See, I've got a tag right there in the end. For these ones, usually one, I can just take the tag off, provided I had my actual fingers. There we go, not in these latex thingies. But two, most of the time, I can just wiggle this down in between and pop it out, which I got lucky. It fell right in the bucket. So that's that staple done, all good. So now I can set these back and then bring these ones forward. There we go. And then I'm gonna lay these out like so. And as I paint them, I'll bring them forward. And I have to leave enough room. I hope so. And these. That. Whoa, my wood was sliding. Sliding wood. And then put those all the way back. So I'll do those ones last. Give myself enough room so it doesn't fall off the edge. Like so. All right, now we're ready to move on to painting. Once I have some more water and or spritz myself down to it. There we go. Oh, it is hot out here today. There. Okay. Add some more water. Now, because I was just sanding behind me, same thing. I want to wipe these boards down because as I was sanding, I betcha some of that sawdust landed right on these boards. So I'm going to wipe those boards down. No tag there, we're good. And no tag there, we're good. All right, so now it's time to get into the polyurethane. Take that little bit off. All right, again, thanks for joining me. You've got Mary Burke Live. I thought it would be a neat concept for you to join me during some of my work today which is outside under the pole barn, away from the direct sun, but shaded, so it's definitely a good 10 degrees cooler back here than it would be if I was out in the blazing hot sun. Gonna polyurethane now my boards. These are the cedar trim. These are gonna be baseboards in the bunkhouse or above the door frames. It'd be the header above the door frames. So that said, let me get crack-a-lack in here and open I need my screwdriver to open the polyurethane. So here's my polyurethane that I'm using. It's Helmsman, and this is a clear gloss that I will be using on all of these. And so I need to put the screwdriver into the rim and peel it back so that I can pop the top like so. There we go. Now I have already used this prior. I got a new brush for it, and I do want to just give it a quick stir because this is not a brandy new. It's not a brandy new container, so I do just want to give it a quick little stir. I don't go all the way to the bottom because I don't want to pick up any of, if there is sludge on the bottom. I want to get low to the bottom. There we go. Get down there deep, swirl it around, and then take it out. So that's the color. It gives it a nice kind of honey color based on the wood tones. All right, put that back. And then we are set. Now this already has one coat. I like to put at least 2 coats. And sometimes I'll, depending on how the finish comes out, I'll do 2 coats, then give it a light sand, and then put a top coat, a 3rd coat on it. Just depends. I shouldn't need glasses for this portion. I don't believe any of this will slop up into my eye, but you never know. So I'm going to put those down and under. Dip the tip. That will take on a good fair amount, and as you can see, I will put just a nice little bit on there, and then I can move these either way, so. You've got me painting. So thank you so much for joining me. You've got Mary Burke Live. I am in the pole barn, and I have moved on to polyurethaning the 6-inch cedar trim boards that are going to serve as the base boards. Now the whole bunkhouse has been renovated. The last piece that I had to renovate was the master bed and bath. So that's what I'm currently working on. And the flooring is in. I just ran out of baseboard. I miscalculated how many boards I needed. So, and I have a door frame to do. One more door frame for the back door. So, that being said, I may have to go off screen here to finish this end. So, there you go. And now that it has a coat on it, it's not going to take nearly as much poly as it did previously. So now I'm just going to run a bead down both edges and then set it aside. And make sure that I don't have any drips. You'll let me know if I have any drips, right? You'll make sure. You're in New Hampshire? You can let me know where you're from. It's going to be hard for me to see the screen and pay attention to what I'm doing, but I'll do my best to keep you in the loop. I'm going to move that wood down a little bit. And again, Primarily, I just want to seal it, both top and bottom. Oh, there was a drip, so I'll have to come back to that. I'm gonna get low for a second here. I'm gonna go off screen first. And then I'm gonna get low. Like that. Come in and run a bead down that edge. Nice long smooth stroke. Take a look at the top board, see if there's been any drips down. And that's a good use of for the, if you have any stuff that has congealed, you have any congealed drips, then you use your razor blade to scrape them off. Because you don't want little bubbles in there. Okay. Any on that side? Looks good to me. Okay. So now we're going to move this one back towards you. And take another one. Put it down. I'm going to need 2 hands on this. Okay, put that out front. So again, each time that you put a coat on it, it's going to give it a deeper gloss, deeper shine to it. Again, this is a clear gloss. It's a Minwax product, and it is Helmsman. So, oh, I needed a little bit more paint on my brush for that first one. Put a couple of dollops on there, and smooth it all the way down. Paint it all the way back and forth. And you didn't tell me to wipe off my board. I forgot to wipe this board. That looks pretty good. Again, I thought I would take you outside with me while I was doing some work today. I know we've done a lot of chats together and a lot of more question and answers, so I thought I would include you today and some of the work that I had to get done around the farm, which right now is painting a second coat on these boards to be utilized in the renovation. So, and I will be coating 3 sides, the top side here, as well as the 2 edges, lower and upper edges. Now, once they're cut, when I cut them, I will go over again with another, because once they're cut, you'll see that raw edge, and then I will come back and do a touch-up wherever they get cut. It's not painting by numbers today. Today is just slapping it on there. And you got me outside on a beautiful day, beautiful Friday. And now it's time to do that edge. I will be off screen for a second because these are, again, 8-foot boards. So in order for me to be able to see you and be able to chat with you, I would need, if you wanted to see the whole thing, you would have to be a whole lot more. And I didn't think that would be as fun. There we go, like so. All right. Now I got to do the front edge. Whoop. And run it down the length. That. So this is going to soak in, this is going to cover a lot more area. You'll see when I get to the raw wood that it just soaks it up, that first coat. And so much more material is used on that first coat. But this being its second coat takes a lot less to it. Keep losing these Now these aren't the best brushes. These aren't Purdy brushes. They're just Project Source brushes. But they're who's in there? Again, following it down, trying to eliminate any bubbles that I might have, top or bottom. Okay, so that is 2 are done. So I have 3 of these boards to do. Oh, no. I don't want them all to fall off there. Okay. Excellent. Because I still have these 4 boards to do as well. Let's see if I can get those up there. See how many I can get on there. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you for joining me. You've got Mary Burke Live. I am going to take a little water break and say hello. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for the waves. Thank you for hearts and such. I do appreciate you being here. While I am getting my paint on. Alright. Or I guess this is stain, not necessarily paint, if you want to get technical about it. There you go. So, like that. You can shout out where you're from. I'm seeing lots of hearts. So thank you for the hearts. I do appreciate each and every one of those hearts and gifts. I appreciate you being here. It is going to be tough for me to see you and be able to communicate effectively from this distance. I don't have a large teleprompter. You're just on a stand and a phone, so it's going to, if I can read your comment, I will try. Thank you for joining in. I do appreciate it. I see a lot of people joining in right now, so I'm hoping that you are enjoying your Friday. Go. And I might not be able to fit all this wood. I will go off screen while I finish off this end. Down here. I know that you won't be able to catch all of me. So. And my hair may look a little wonky because I just threw it up into a hasty ponytail. I'm dripping sweat out here. Dripping sweat. It is that hot, and even in the shade. So I'm sure, am I sweating through my shirt? Yeah, I'm sweating through my shirt. So. All right, now I'm doing a bead right along the front, like so. And then I will come along underneath and clean up any drips. Oh, see, that's got a little drip on it. So when you have any little drips, what I do is I take, if it's already congealed on there, you just take it and peel it off. Should be able to just peel it off. So down here also I had some drips. So I'm just gonna shave those off. Give it a nice tight shave. Okay, that back in its holster, like so. Didn't take any paint right, didn't take any right there, so I'm gonna get that on. There we go. All right, now I gotta do the front edge. Again, thank you for joining me. Make sure you hit follow, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe. You've got Mary Burke Live. And again, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to chat with you today like we've been doing. But I do want to make you aware that there are a lot of fakes out there. And hopefully that, you know, by me being live with you here, you know that you're on the correct account. This is live. Although I may not be able to answer your questions to prove it to you. but I do want you to make sure that you're following me here and don't follow the fakes, because there's a lot of those. And you know, as much as I try and get the fakes, oops, I got a lot of drips over there. As much as I try to get rid of them, sometimes they're like a hydra. They just take on a form of their own. And if I get rid of one, the next thing you know, I've got, you know, 3 or 4 in its place. So hopefully you don't follow the fakes. Hopefully you're following me, right? And from what I understand, they're pretty aggressive. You know, they may even jump in this chat. And as you can see, I don't have a moderator. It is just me, and my hands are free. I'm not typing to you. So if anything pops up in the chat saying that it's a Mary Burke, it's a fake. I'm just warning you. Just warning you. Okay, so I can definitely take a little board and put that over here. I may have to move the boards around so I can still be here and be chatting with you. Yeah. So let me do that right now. So I give myself some more space. I'm just going to take this like it's a pizza pie and rotate it around and put it back to dry like so. Take that one like it's a pizza pie. Put it back there. Give myself some room here. And let's just put it. Excellent. Now the pizza pie. Up and over. All right. There. Now I have lots more room to get in close. So, you like my hair thrown up on top? It's just piled up on top of my head at the moment. Oh, itchy eye. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, well, I have this, ooh, a little fresh breeze came right through. That feels good. That feels good. Yes, so it is hot out here. I'm sweating buckets as we are putting some urethane on the wood. And let's see if I can get that a little bit more that way. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Alfie. Hi, Jenny T? Okay. Hi there, King Island. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for Dakota for joining in. Jerson is here. Hi, Alexandri. Chris, thank you. Oh, hi, Tom. Thank you for my heart and my roses. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Anderson. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you. What am I building? Today I am working on wood. Today I have both 6-inch and 4-inch cedar planks. This is the second coat behind me. You can see that these are drying. Those are second coat that I've already put on. And then all the way back along this back wall here is a raw wood that I have just sanded, and that I will be putting a coat on those to get those started. So I do appreciate you, each and every one of you being here. I was sanding, so there could be a lot of sand that has made its way to the other wood. So just give it a quick wipe down, and then I'm back to working that wood. I do appreciate you each being here. So make sure you hit follow, subscribe, join, and that way you can go to my profile, see all the different social medias that I'm on. Now I'm on a little country road, but there's a big road back there. So if you heard that, there was a big 18-wheeler hitting the rumble strip, coming down a big hill. So let's see. But yes, so if you didn't know that I'm like on all these different social media platforms, or you see me on Facebook, but you didn't know I had a YouTube, or that you're on TikTok, but you didn't know I had an Instagram. So now you can go to TheMaryBurke.com and make sure that you follow me on all the different social media platforms. All right, I'm gonna get back to painting. This is a 4-inch strip. This already has one coat of it is Minwax Helmsman. and it is a clear gloss. So this just brings out the natural color of this cedar plank. And these cedar planks are the custom wood that I am using as baseboards and doorways in the bunkhouse and around the farm. So I am currently in the process of renovating the bunkhouse bathroom, master bath and bedroom. So these will either be door frames and or, so I did not buy the doors that you just are preloaded, pre-hung. I did not buy pre-hung doors. What I did do is I bought assembled doors that are full wood. They're not wood core, they're solid wood doors in a barn door style. And then I am building those, polyurethaning those, and then shaving them to the size that I need. Now I bought the rough sizes, like I need a 29, not a 30 and not a 28. So I bought a 30, knowing full well that I'm gonna have to shave an inch off of it. And then it's 84, but my doors are only 80, so I'm going to have to trim 2 inches top and bottom off of those doors. And then those will also be polyurethaned in this same Minwax Helmsman. And for that true country feel, did I miss any spots? Did I miss any spots? Do I have any drips? I'm putting you in charge. Let me know if I'm dripping. So, working that wood all the way down. Now I can move this down a little bit. There you go. Keep it moving. And now I'm going to do the front edge. Make sure I get it all the way down to the end. And make sure I didn't miss any spots that look dry. I am using a 3-inch brush, which is a lot for this little edge, but let's see what we got. I'm not going to be using multiple brushes here, so let me. Sorry if I went off screen, but I am just working my way down. Getting down low, getting eye level with it, so I can see any dry spots here. And again, making sure that I'm not dripping any of that polyurethane. If I do, I'll probably just do a light bead on the bottom. Wipe it up. There we go. All right. Take any excess off and just run over it real quick. Again, making sure that I'm trying to get any of those drips and make it uniform. All right, now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna flip it around and put it over here. Sorry about that. I'm just adjusting my wood. Ooh, that's a beautiful breeze back here. Ooh-wee. Liking that breeze. All right, so I do have a little drip on the top here. Again, when you come up with a little drip like that, all you want to do is just scrape it off if it has an extra drip to it. Oh, you couldn't see me while I was doing that anyways. I was off screen. Okay, now let's get some more of this wood towards you. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you hit follow, hope that you hit subscribe, hope that you hit like and join. Then you can go to TheMaryBurke.com, TheMaryBurke. Did I say that too fast? DOT. com. So that way you can go and follow me across all the different social media platforms, because when I post stuff, you may see similar but different content, or I may put on one platform I may put up when I was hanging out with Mavis, or another one I was doing renovation work. So it just depends. Make sure that you follow me on all the different social media platforms. And again, I have to be compliant on each and every one of them. So that is going to be, so what I can show on one platform is not the same as that I can show on others. And this does have a little something on the top. Again, so I just use that razor blade tip to scrape off. Fuzzy of some sort that was on there. All right, get back cracking at it. There we go. So you get to join me on a Friday afternoon as I am painting some wood. Oh, I have to do a verification, so hold on. There we go. Okay, sorry. Some of the platforms make me do a verification if I've been on for a certain amount of time. Ah! I got turned inside out there. Put these back on. It is hot. It's very hot out here today. I don't have what the actual temperature is. That's all the way up on the back deck, but I can assure you it's in the 90s. I am underneath the cover of the pole barn, so I don't have it as bad as if I were out in the broad daylight, but it is still very hot underneath here. And when I stepped back there was plenty, because I'm next to what's the garage. So the pole barn has an attached garage to it where the Audi is stored. So I don't have as much air flow as if I were to step back there. So that has that's open air on the back side and has a much more flow to it. So the air is a little bit more stagnant here, which is good for while I'm painting. So I am just going to go down here, come along that front edge. And I am using Minwax Helmsman clear gloss. It is a clear gloss that I am using. And I am putting polyurethane on 3 of the 4 sides for this wood. This is the custom trim wood that I'm using throughout the renovation. Yeah, see that had some drips on it. Pull those drips off. Work that all the way down, like so. Excellent. And sometimes you'll have to adjust because of the grain of the wood. Find out which way the grain will accept that. Except the poly. Alright. Might have to change it up a little bit. Okay. Another board done. Do I have any drips? It's up to you to let me know if I have any drips. On this side anyways. Okay, run it all down. Make sure we're all good. Get down low. Make sure I don't have any drips on the underside or such, or any bubbles or anything like that. Okay. Now I can move this one around behind to dry. Good, I can fit another one on there. At least one more. Probably 2. And I have 2 left of the 4 inches. And then it's time for me to move on to the 6-inch raw wood. So you'll see a big difference. This only takes the second coat. only takes like a skim coat of this polyurethane, whereas when I get into the raw wood, it is just going to soak it up. It is going to be a lot of material on the brush as that wood is thirsty and dry. So that have a little hair there. So this goes on like butter because it already has that coat on it. So this doesn't take nearly as long. Although that grain, oh man, grain is no good. All right, and then just work it on down. Work it all the way down. There we go, like that. Bring it down the other end. Thank you for joining Mary Burke Live. If I'm off screen, it's because I'm painting wood right off screen. I'll be right back on. There you go. See, here I am. Wasn't gone too long, right? Now I gotta flip it down on the front edge, like so. Like that. There we go. Hoping that you are having a wonderful Friday like me, and different from my normal chats. My lives lately have been sitting down and chatting with you. I thought I would bring you outside today and have you follow me around on some of my work. And right now, this work is doing the polyurethaning of this cedar wood. So I do appreciate you being here with me and enjoying this Friday afternoon or Friday morning with me. See, I had some drips right down that center. Now I gotta pull all those drips off. There we go. Like so. Okay. And then just running a bead underneath. Further making sure that I don't have any of those drips. No extra material on that paintbrush, because I want to pull any extra material. Okay, this one is all done. Ready? I'm going to take it and flip it. Rotate it. And I got room for one more, which is good. Over here, this is the last of the already coated with one coats. So we're going with 2 coats. Whew. Time to have a drink of water. It is hot out here. I am sweating buckets. So let me get this last one done and then I'll chat with you for a second. Probably go grab another water. I'll keep this handy in case I have any more screws that I gotta get out. All right, let's take a look at this board. It's pretty rough. All right. So some of the boards, their smooth sides are pretty rough. And that's what I do like that about cedar is a very rustic wood for me. And I will try to wipe it down to make sure that I don't have any additional sawdust or anything on there from when I was sanding the raw wood. Great. All right, last of the Mohicans on this one. So this is going to get a heavy dollop. This could soak in a lot more. There we go. And then run it down. Again, this is a much rougher cut piece of wood. Yeah, and the backside is still the rough side, so this one is pretty raw. All right. Working it down all the way down to the end over here. Running it back to the other end over here. Thank you for joining me. You've got Mary Burke Live. So please make sure you hit follow, like, subscribe. Again, doing something a little bit different during my live today. I'm actually brought you outside with me while I'm doing my woodworking so that you can see that, yes, when I say I'm going out and working with my wood, that yes, this is me working with the wood. So if you were a fly on the wall, this is what you would see me doing here at the farm. So run a bead beat down that edge. And this wood is going to be utilized in the renovation as my baseboards and my door frames. I did not purchase pre-hung doors. I'm building the doors myself. Now the doors are a solid core wood door. They're spruce. It's spruce wood. You build them, you glue them, I let them set overnight. Then once the door is built, I cut it to size because they're all 84 inches and I need just shy or around 80 inches. And then in addition to that, I have built custom door frames, door jambs, the stiles, the headers, everything for these doors. And the hinges are a barn hinge for them. And then I will plunge, so for the bedroom door, I will plunge a hole into it and put a locking mechanism, the door lock on it. But for the closets and stuff, I usually just use a barn door handle and a little eye hook across the top. But this is what you get. Now I want to put this back, make sure I don't have any drips. Yep, there's drips along this front edge. So I'll pull those drips off. And drips along this edge here. Any drips, I want to try to pull them off. If they become congealed and gooey and they look like drops, then I will have to take a razor blade to it at a later point. But I'm trying to get it all off there ahead of time. Make sure we don't have any more down this side. It's all looking good. Looking good. All right. Now I can put this one over here. And now it's time to move some of that raw wood over. So what is that raw wood? Again, it's cedar. It's cedar wood that I'm working with. So let me take 3 of these anyways. And I'll take all 4. Okay. Ready, here you go. 4 boards coming at you. I'm gonna try to dip that lower, manipulate that around, and put that down. Okay, so on these ones, I think the tags are all still on the ends. So as I go along, I'm gonna have to check for tags. Yeah, see, on this end, over here, I still have a tag. So to get that tag off, what I'm gonna do is first pull the sticker, find a hole for that. And then with these, normally you can just wiggle it out with your, there you go. Wiggle it out with a little staple with the knife. And now I did have that empty bottle. So I like to put any blown screws, pulled out nails, staples, anything like that in an old water bottle. Protects it from shoes, feet, and tires. So there's one is done. I think each one of these still has the tag on it. Take a look. Yes, this one has the tag on it. I'm going to be working these for a second, just pulling all the tags off of them. Doing it all at the same time. So this one again has the tag. Same thing, I could throw that in the, they're gonna end up in the washing machine later. I know me. Let's see if this one's in there a little tight. But usually you can get your blade in there and pull it out. That little tag. It got me. Okay, now just wiggle out that staple. I should probably keep this handy. back pocket, maybe. Okay, get that wood set up on the very end, like so. This one, nope. Sorry about that. Moving too fast. I knew one of them. I thought I removed it from already. Yeah, that one. There we go. That one is done. And oh, that one has a staple in the end. Oh, this one has, this one's doubled up. It has a staple on either end. What fun, what fun. Okay, so let's start here. Take it off one end and then rotate it around to take it off the other. Yeah, this one's doubled up. Got a staple on either end. Just wiggle it, work it out a little bit, like so. There's one side. And now flip it around and pull it out of the other side. Like so. Come on, wiggle it just a little bit. One side wants to come out, the other side does not. Crappities. Of course, the last one. Oh, I got it. It came out. Excellent. It was not thinking that it would. First, let me put these away. Put those in here. Again, that's just so that, I don't know if you've seen me with the metal sweeper, but I've had plenty of contractors through here that don't adhere to that. They just throw their scraps on the ground, and when they do, they leave all these metal pieces behind, which is ripe for getting into your tires. And I have, there's the tractor, there's the Jeep, I have the side-bys, I have the dirt bike, and I have my four-wheelers. So any one of those could take on a nail or a screw or a staple like that. So to prevent that, I try to do as much cleanup as possible. And sometimes I will take the metal sweep through and just make sure that I am collecting all the metal that additional contractors besides myself have actually left behind. So I am going to run and go get another water. So you stay right there. I got to run into the RV, and I will be back so that we can now work on the raw wood. And that raw wood is the same thing. This is, you just saw me sand it. If you've been on the whole time, then you will have seen that I sanded this 6-inch cedar board first, set it aside, and put a second coat on all the wood that is behind me. Now you can see the glistening on the shine on the wood that's behind me as it's drying. This, you can tell, is raw and has a dry look to it. So let's put the shine on these as well. So, all right, so hold on. I am gonna run and get a water. You make sure that you have a beverage as well. If you are in warm weather, make sure that you are staying hydrated. It's gonna be another hot summer weekend. So, okay, hang in there. I will be right back. And just like that, I'm back with a fresh water. Okay, and ready to set forth and get this wood polyurethane. I can wipe it down yet again, just one more time, make sure I got all the sawdust off of it, work it back towards me, and now you will see that it is quite. I do want to give some shout outs to some people that just joined in. Lewis wants me to jump. There's a jump for you. As you can see, it is very hot here today. I am dripping sweat. Thank you for enjoying my content. I appreciate you all being here. Make sure you hit follow, subscribe, like, join. I thought I would take you outside while I was working today and give you a slice of my life. So here at the farm, oftentimes my lives are just chats and questions and answers, but today I thought I would change it up a bit and bring you outside while I'm working with the wood. So thank you for being here. I do appreciate you all being here. And make sure you hit follow, subscribe, join. You can comment while I'm working. It is much harder for me. I have to get up close in order to be able to read the screens. I don't have like a big teleprompter or anything. It's right there on the phone. So, and you happen to be on a stand, so I have to move in close in order to chat. I do appreciate you being here. Hi there, Shattered Outdoors. Thank you for joining, and I do appreciate you all joining me today on this lovely, lovely Friday. So I am going to take a breath, have another sip of water, step it on back. Now, if I really wanted to get a workout while I was out here too, I have the bands, and since I move side to side, sometimes I'll put the bands on and I will actually kind of do a squat as I go back and forth. But I forgot them today. So now let's move this wood a little bit closer. Now I do have all the way at the back. Let me move these all the way back. Give myself a little bit more room to work with here. And when I'm done drying, I can at least move one of those 6-inch boards over. These ones are all drying. They already have 2 coats on them, and I'm about to start with the raw wood. This is 6-inch cedar. It is going to be the baseboard or headboard, or the above the doorway. So here we need. So you'll see here I will put on a lot of polyurethane, because that first, it is just going to soak it in. So it is not going to get very much coverage whatsoever, but you'll see the natural grains really start to pop on the cedar wood when you put the clear poly on it. This is not burnt wood. I did not burn any of this wood. This has just been sanded and pretty much in its raw element. So now I'm going to polyurethane it so that I can utilize it again as my baseboards and or as part of the door frame for my custom doors. So all the woodwork, all the thresholds, all the baseboards, everything within the bunkhouse has been redone, renovated by me and professionals when I've needed to call them in. So that is but all this woodwork, again, is all custom. It's not just buy it at Lowe's and slap it in. So there's been a lot of time and effort with each one of these rooms to renovate them. And again, it's not the standard pine or the already white pine. These are rustic. It's for that country and cabin appeal, which I happen to enjoy. So now I'm going to do the edges and run that down. So here you will see a lot of drips probably on this because it is the first time. So here you can see all those drips coming in. I got to get those all married and take all those drips out and make it look uniform going down there. But again, the wood is just really good, and I'm on the rough side of the wood. It's just going to soak it all up. so. And if I do get congealed drips on it afterwards, I come by with a razor blade and pull that off. Sorry if I went off screen there. I am still right here. It's just the board is, oh, I could slide that board down. There you go. I can slide it towards you a little bit so I can still be in frame for you. But these boards are 8 feet long. I went with the 8-footers. It's easier for me to manage in the back of the truck. If I go with 10 or 12-footers, I have a lot of scrap left over, so I'm trying to minimize my waste, and it's easier for me to manage, obviously, with the 8-footers than it is with 10 or 12-footers. So again, I will be right back. I'm just getting that front edge, putting a bead going down it, like so. I'll be back in screen in a second. There we go. All right, so now I can get low, come around this front side, and put that right there, like so. So again, by hitting follow, like, subscribe, join, you can go to my profile page and see all the different social medias that I'm on. And you can follow me across multiple platforms. And the best way to do that is also to go in my profile. You'll see the link for TheMaryBurke.com. Yes, it's my own website, and you can go there and find out all the different social medias to find me. So that is the best way to go ahead and do that. So say you didn't know I was on YouTube or Facebook or any of those. Now, I will tell you, I hear from people all the time. Just double check I don't have any drips on the underside. Oh, I do have one there. Gotta get rid of that. Okay. I do hear from people every day about how they got scammed by the fakes. So the best thing that I can tell you is if you join me here, you're not going to fall for the fakes, because if you go to my profile, it'll bring you to all the different social medias, my actual accounts. Now, I can tell you for absolute certain stuff, for certain, there's certain platforms that I don't go on. I am not on Telegram. So no Telegram, no Google Chats, no Facebook Messenger. I'm on Facebook, I just don't use Messenger. With 7 to 10 million views a day, it would be virtually impossible for me to be able to respond to that number of people. Because even on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, the people that friend request and message request are in the tens of thousands a day. So there's no way that I can answer tens of thousands of people. If I can talk to you live here, that's great. And if I can, there are a couple of platforms that I do chat on. It's up to you to find those. And then, but everybody else, just understand that I will, thank you for my rose. Thank you, Memphis. I will do my best to give you a heart or a comment back. As you can see here, I'm hands-free and I'm chatting with you. So just be careful if somebody jumps in. I can't monitor it. I don't have a moderator while I'm here. And so if somebody jumps in claiming to be me, it's not. So just be aware of those. I know they're rampant on Facebook. Facebook is probably one of the worst platforms for that, for having so many fakes. TikTok too, I had 24 pages, I took screenshots, 24 screenshots of 7 on a page of fake Marys that I had already reported and blocked, and they're still up and live. So I do, I do my best to report them and get them knocked down, but it is an ongoing struggle. So, but you've got me live here, so make sure that you follow me here. All right, on to the next piece of wood. So one piece of wood is done. Now when I'm done, I will do some question and answer at the end, but I do have this is board number 2, and I have 4 altogether. So we're going to try to get through this as best we can. Now I'm putting a clear polyurethane. It is a Minwax Helmsman clear gloss to it. So, but what it does is it really grabs hold of that cedar color. So when I put this on, watch how those grains just really pop. Now it is going to drip down the side because I put it all there, right there at the edge, but I will come by and get that as best I can. Now with this first layer, it is going to go on much thicker only because it has to seep into that wood and give it a good coverage, and a lot more product has to go on to give you full coverage. Once you've got that first coat on, you can pretty much do a skim coat and get over the pieces that you missed and build layers of protection on it. But right now, this first one sucks it all up. Sucks it all up. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to work my way this way, like so, and just give it pick up the color on all the knots in it. And I really do like this product, this Minwax. I'm not, by the way, I am not a spokesman for anybody. I'm not a spokesman for Lowe's or for Minwax or for any of the products that I use. I just like them and I want to bring them to you so that if you weren't aware of them. But I definitely do not get paid by any of them to promote their products. So, oh, that's way too much. I have to remove a lot of that. And again, I'm covering 3 sides of this because I don't know when I'm putting it in which side is going to be up, which side is going to be down. So I want to have all the, now I do know that I'm not using the rough side. The backs of these are very rough and natural. So that part I'm not using. I'm using the smooth side. Put that down again. So okie dokie. Now I know we got a lot of drips on that one. So I'm just going to get under and pull up any of those drips. Like so. And now come along that front side. So thank you for joining me. Again, if you're just joining me, you've got Mary Burke Live. And I am outside today under the pole barn working on some wood. I thought instead of doing the normal chats that I've been doing, that I would bring you outside and give you a fly on the wall view of what it's like to be with me throughout the day and some of the projects and stuff that I'm working on. So this one here, I am polyurethaning all the wood baseboards. Whoops! I ran out of horse. So these are the baseboards that I'm going to be using in the renovation for the master bath and bedroom, and then that will be complete. I am still waiting on my glass doors for the cabin. I did call in the experts for that. I called Uncle and gave up trying to install the glass door myself. And I said, let's leave that to the professionals. And now I'm waiting for them. And then once that is in, that whole cabin will be complete. All right, so I am out of room here, so I am going to bring that one back this way towards you and then grab another board. Thank you so much for joining me. You've got Mary Burke Live. I wish you were here with me. It's stinking hot out here today. It is. It's hot. It is. I am dripping sweat, and I am not even out in the full sun today. I am under the pole barn. There is a slight breeze. It's not coming my way, but there is a slight breeze out there. And but it is definitely 10 to 15 degrees cooler here in the shade of the pole barn than if I were to do this out in the blazing hot sun. So I am in the south. Right now the farm is located in southeast Alabama. So that's where you have me. As you can tell from my accent, I am not originally from Alabama. I do not have all that southern charm and drawl, y'all. I do not. All right, next board. So I got 2 down, 2 to go. Wipe the wood down. If you are just joining in, I previously sanded this live, and so I want to make sure that I wipe all the sawdust off of it before I put the polyurethane on it. And then I will be doing the 3 sides, the tops, the edge, top edge and the bottom edge. And this is raw wood. Since it's just been sanded, there's no polyurethane on it. So it is going to take a bit. So I'm going to dip my brush, fill it up, and then we're going to put it right on that nice beautiful knot there and bring out that natural color. So there you go. I'm sure it's dripping down the front. And actually I do want it to drip into this crevice here. I want it in there as a natural fissure or split. I'll just keep working that wood. Like that. Bring it on down. And it takes a lot on this first coat for it to suck up. A lot of polyurethane on this first layer. Hi Willow, how are you? Where's Stella? Stella taking a nap somewhere? She sent you to guard me today? I don't know, you probably can't see her, but Willow has decided to come over and join me. She is right off to my right, sitting down. I do not have any crackers or cookies or anything for you. I don't. You're just gonna sit here and hang out with me? Thank you, Willow. Yes, thank you, Willow. Yeah, you good girl, Willow? All right. I'm gonna finish this other end down here, and then I gotta do the edges. But thank you for joining me. You've got Mary Burke Live. Yes, this is the account for you to follow, like, subscribe, join. And there we go. All right, now I gotta do the edges. Where are you going? You leaving me already? Or are you just looking for Stella? You just looking for Stella? I said Stella and her ears popped up and that must mean that Stella is inside taking a nap. Because otherwise she would be outside here with me. There we go. All right. So, now I do have lots of drips, so I have to make sure that I cover enough to clear the drip. Drip down the edge, make it all look uniform, like so. And you can see how that just soaks right into that wood. Oh, that dripped right into the bucket. That's good. Put that down. Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to the farm. Yes. Today's Make It with Mary Construction is working on the wood and polyurethane painting. I know I said painting the wood. Staining the wood is because I'm using a stain. It's Minwax's Helmsman Clear Gloss. And yes, there'll be a lot of drips on that, because again, this is that first coat. So it really has to soak all in there. All right, I gotta get low again. So, it's hot as Hades out here today. I'm hoping to be able to go jump in the pool after this while this wood dries. Now this wood that I'm doing here is going to need a second coat before I can install it. At a minimum, it's going to need a second coat. In order for it to be sealed enough for my liking to go into the bunkhouse, because this will be the baseboards in the bunkhouse. There we go. And it is getting so hot. Now I've done this when I've been out in the blazing hot sun, and sometimes it is so hot here that it is drying before I've even finished stroking it on there. Long strokes, long even strokes down, and then go back and make sure that I don't have any drips. Run it along that edge, pull up any drips that I might have. If those drips congeal, I've got to come back with a razor blade later on and pull those drips off. So we don't want that. All right, 3 out of the 4 are done. One more board, and then I can sit there and chat with you for a minute and finish off my water. So I'm gonna take this last board here, flip it over here, bring that one up, and let me just nudge it back. I want to give myself plenty of room to work with here. There we go. All right, last board. We're down to the last board. I do appreciate you being here and spending this time with me today. Well, I've been working outside under the pole barn, and first I sanded these boards, put them in the way back, and then I brought those boards behind me up front and put a second coat on all those. And now I'm working on a primary coat on these boards here. So this one here only has 1 coat, and these 2 in front of you have 1 coat. And this one is the last raw one. And I can see that this is the roughest of them all. Now, if I were to show you this backside, you could see that this is much rougher. That's the rough cut side. Each piece of wood that you purchase will have, especially in the trim section, it'll have a finished side and a rough side, depending on what look you're looking for. So when I installed the back wall in the cabin, that was a tongue and groove pine wood. And so one side had the tongue, it was tongue and groove, just plain smooth. The back side of it was a beadboard. So when I was doing the eaves in the cabin, I flipped that wood and still continued with the tongue and groove pine board, but used the beadboard side to give it a different look to it. So I didn't use beadboard throughout. I used the smooth side, but then I went along with the torch and actually torched the wall, burnt the wall, and then sanded it, brought the natural coloration. That was a pine that I used. This is a cedar that I'm working with. And the doors that I install are a solid core door, and those are spruce that I work with. So those are the materials that I've been working with of my wood. And then I have, there was some, yesterday I was ripping some boards that were here. It is a much darker wood. I'm almost wondering if they're not strips of mahogany. It is a deep, it's a deep color. So again, I have to put this on rather thick here to get it to get into all the grooves, the nooks and crannies. Do a nice long stroke on it and make sure I'm going, if the grain of wood doesn't accept the poly one way, you've got to come back on it and try to fill it all in. Hi, Willow. Willow's back again. She's now pretty much at my feet, right on my left. Directly on my left, not right on my left. That's contradictory terms immediately to my left. There we go. All right, let me bring this wood down here a little bit so you see how that, there's dry wood, that's that sanded wood, and then here it is with the polyurethane. It's a clear gloss. And it's a Minwax Helmsman, and there you go. Now you get to see all that rich color come out. And as you can see, as I brush it one way, it may accept it, it may not, it may skip right over it. So I want to get it all into all those grooves, like so. And then I can work that wood down. And then you'll see drips down the front. I'm going to do all the edges on it. So, and there we go. And then put more down here. Just that first coat is pretty much slathering it on. It's a pretty thick coat, and then smooth it out as you go. Can you hear the chicken? I've come to think that that's the hens letting the other hens know, hey, I just laid my egg. Somebody else can go in and lay theirs, or somebody congratulate me, I just laid an egg. It's something that they do every day. So, or just about every day. I will say when it rains really hard, or rain is expected, they don't lay as much, so I don't know if they know the atmosphere, whatever, but they don't lay as much, and they definitely communicate to one another. So she is definitely telling her friends something there, and it's not they're in their own pen, so that usually coincides with I just laid an egg. In my experience, that's what it's been. So yes, I have some drips down the front here, so we're gonna try to get rid of those drips. Yeah, I just created more drips because this will have a lot more material, again, a lot more polyurethane on it to try and blend it all in, like so. Go down here, I'll be right back. Okay, Mamacita, I hear you. Now I do just have hens on the farm. I do not have any roosters on the farm. I had roosters on the farm, and I came to learn very quickly that roosters don't just cock-a-doodle-doo when the sun is rising. They can cock-a-doodle-doo at 2 o'clock in the morning, midnight, just about any time. So they cock-a-doodle-doo anytime that they want. No rhyme or reason to it. And when you're trying to sleep, hearing that all the time is not conducive to that. I have tuned out the neighboring farms. I can hear the roosters from neighboring farms. And I have learned to tune those out because they are not nearly as close as having it here on the farm myself. But I can hear them from miles and miles away. Thank you for joining me. You've got Mary Burke Live. I'm just going to run the bead down the bottom because I know I put a lot on there, and I want to make sure that I pull off any place where it's going to pool or drip. Okay, so this is the last board, and then I can chat with you for a minute. So if you have any questions, get your questions ready, because when I'm done with this edge, I'm going to go back over it and make sure that I don't have any drips, and then I'm all yours. But today I decided that I would bring you with me to work and show you some of the stuff that I have to do on the farm. And that was doing all this wood. Now I do have a lot more 4-inchers. This is a 6-incher. It's actually 5.5 inches wide, but they rounded up to 6 inches. I'm sure a guy did that. Because a girl would never have done that. A girl would never have said, oh, let's call 5.5 inches 6. So Same with the fours. The fours are only 3.5. I know that it's so that they can be the finished wood product oftentimes. There's another rail to it, or another 1/2 inch that's added. So, but anyways, let me see. Seeing some grooves there. Again, this is probably the roughest piece out of all of them. All right. How's it looking on that other edge? You got any drips over there? Okie dokie. I think it's looking good. So, I'm going to put the cover back on. Wiggle that into place. Stomp it down a minute. Like so. Put it out of the way. I do not I guess I'll use this for now. I usually put, I will go get, usually what I do is I'll be back and I will have more because I have another coat to do. I usually put this in, in fact, I will go do that. Let me move this out of the way. I will be right back. I'm gonna go get a Ziploc bag and show you that little tip so that I can use that brush again later. So hold on, let me go get that. I gotta go in the RV and go get that. So here's that little tip and trick. Hello, I hear you. I do, I hear you. That would be that little voice that you just heard going is pearl. So I'm gonna take that cover off. So what I do is I heavily dunk so that it has a lot of material on there. So it is actually kind of dripping. And I put that in the bottom down there. So I want that to give me a little extra down the bottom, like so. And then I put it in it to keep it moist, and then Ziploc it as tight as I can. Now a little bit of air is gonna get in there. But then with that, now a couple hours from now, it won't be all crusty, and I can take it out and use it again. So that is one little last tip I will give you if you have to take a break from your painting and you don't want to blow a whole paintbrush. Okay, so there. Now you can take these off and be done with those. Thank you for joining. You have had Mary Burke Live, fly on the wall perspective of me in the pole barn and working the wood. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, now is going to be the time to ask those questions. You want to chat with me? All right, project. Well, this is the place to chat with me. You can ask your questions here. You can also hit follow, subscribe, join, and then you can check out my profile and go to TheMaryBurke.com in order for you to see all the different social medias that I am on. Is everyone in the RV behind me? No, that is my RV. I utilize that. It is a open an RV pad underneath the pole barn that I haven't made, so that the RV can be another shelter or another location for people to stay in. So I just ran in and got a Ziploc bag from there and my water earlier. I keep it fully stocked, ready to roll. So thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you are... What color of wood stain did I use? This is a Helmsman, Minwax Helmsman Clear Gloss. Clear Gloss. If anything, I would say it has a little bit of a honey color to it. When you take it out, they call it a clear gloss, but to me that does have a slight honey color to it, and it definitely brings out all the nice colorations. Ooh, got a little water on there. Colorations of that is either sweat or condensation. I'm not exactly sure. Don't want it on the wood. Just gonna dab that. I'll have to hit that part extra hard the next time. So, anywho, that is that. I don't believe I have room, but I'm just checking the other wood to see if this is dried. That one's still tacky, that's still tacky. Still tacky. So I was just seeing if I can move the wood anywhere, stack it up or at all. And I do have, hold on one second. All right, if I move this wood over here, I do have a stack of wood over here, so I'm just gonna put it over there. And my shoe is untied, so don't mind me while I tie my shoe. There we go. All right, now I'm back. So if you have any questions, now you can certainly ask me. It is rather hot out here. It's gonna be time for me to jump in the pool, get changed. You want to aquatic? You want to see me in the pool? Live? Probably not, but it's just I can't move you that easily, so sorry. It is rather rigmarole to move the stands. So thank you for joining in. Hello, that's Jackson. Thank you for joining in. I am quite a distance still from the, here, why don't we do this? We'll move this wood back, like so. Like that, and like that. And then I won't be worried about messing with the wood. And I can come stand a little bit closer and chat with you. So, yes, Hugh, it's time to go swimming, isn't it? It is that hot outside. I do appreciate you all being here and joining me live while I worked with my wood today. Again, a lot of my lives lately have just been, sitting back and chatting with you, taking a little question and answer and taking it easy after a day of work. Well, today I decided to bring you to work. Today was bring your fans to work day. And here is some of the work that I was doing. I have these 6-inch planks of 8-foot planks that are 6 inches wide of cedar trim work that I had to sand, as well as to polyurethane. So the ones behind me, except for that one in front that looks a little whiter, like if you notice the ones behind me, they all have kind of a honey gold color to it, and the one in front is significantly lighter. That one in front only has 1 coat of that polyurethane on it, whereas the ones in back have 2 coats of the polyurethane. Now, some of the wood is blonder than the others, even though I am using cedar wood that kind of has that brown reddy color to it. So thank you again for being here and for joining me live. Make sure that you hit follow, like, subscribe. It is a hot one out here today. I am sweating buckets. It is hot. It is hot. So I'm trying to stay cool. It's a lot cooler here in the shade. I have coverage in the pole barn, which is where I set up shop here. So thank you for being here. Thanks, Cage, for liking my outfit. I do appreciate you being here. Hi there, Coisy. Bless my heart. Sure I can, Ricky. Or 7-icky. 77-icky. Can you get a shout out? Yes, Lucille. I'll shout you out. Hi there, Albert. Thanks for watching. Hi, Samuel. Good afternoon for everybody. I'm hoping that you're having a wonderful Friday. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for liking my necklace. I do appreciate that. It is a necklace that I compiled myself. I tried to have a jeweler do it and they wouldn't do it, so I took matters into my own hand. I had this concept for the paper clip link along with the carabiner, and the carabiner I can open and change out my charms whenever I want. And this one is the compass rose. So thank you again for joining in. Herbert, I am on all the social media platforms, pretty much. There's a few that I don't go on, like you won't see me on, if you do see me, they're fakes. I won't be on Google Chats, I don't do Telegram, I don't do Facebook Messenger. I do Facebook, but not Messenger. And then Snapchat. I don't go on any of those. So you won't find me there, and if you do see ones there, they're fakes. That I can tell you with certainty. So that's why it's important for you to hit, follow, subscribe here. That way you can make sure that you're following me on my approved pages on each one of my social media platforms. If you write to me in another language, I'm not going to understand it. Sorry about that. So, I do believe I was wiping my hair, so now I probably have a good amount of polyurethane in my hair. I was trying to keep it out of my face as it happened. So now this is probably pretty much polyurethane. That'll be fun getting out later. It's sticky. Yep. Oh well. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for being part of my live today. And I hope that you all enjoyed being with me outside while I was doing the woodworking. Thanks for liking all of my content, Razor. I do appreciate that. I am on different social media platforms, and what one approves may not be what another one approves. So it's important that you follow me across all of them, as well as I don't also post all the same stuff on each one of the social medias. So you may have different types of social medias in different, let me try that again. You may have different content in each one of the social medias. That's what I was trying to say. Jump twice. There you go. Where is this slammer? You have me at the farm in Southeast Alabama. That's where you're gonna find me. So, I backed up into the wood. Thank you so much for joining me. First time being here. Thanks, P. Thanks for joining in. You have me live. Well, I am finishing up my live because now I have finished. I want to say shellacking. It's not really shellacking. It's polyurethaning the wood, staining the wood. You'd like me to go back? Sometimes I can catch you if you write a long paragraph. I'm not going to be able to see it. Thank you, Saynith, for liking my work outfit. I'm your spirit animal. All right. I like it. Hi there, Gabe. Thanks for being here. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for being here. If you're watching, somebody said I had leaked videos. People steal my content all the time, and I truly feel that if you're watching my leaked videos, then you are also stealing from me, because they're available for you. You just gotta find them, and don't feed into the leaked ones, because that's not the most up-to-date content. Thank you so much. Hi there, XBX Illa. Okay, thank you. Hello from Turkey. Thanks for joining in. Oh, I have watermarks. Yes, Gabe and Jade. Oh, they're watermarks. People, the fakes cover right over those watermarks. They put their own stuff right over the watermarks. So it is watermarked. Thank you so much. I have made overalls and short alls high fashion, right? Now, I've been wearing these for years. Oh, Again, this is gonna bug me. I have some sticky hair because the polyurethane got in my hair as I was pushing it out of the way. So thank you again for being here. I do appreciate you being here. Kian asked how old I am, and I can let you know that I'm in my fantastic 50s. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, Al. Let's see, what other? Don't jump. All right. Hi there, Pajar. Thank you for joining in. Somebody asked what size I am. I tend to be petite. Most people think that I'm a lot taller than I really am. And even if they meet me in person, when I tell them that I'm only 5'4", most people don't believe that I'm only 5'4", but I am rather petite. Top heavy, but petite. Let's see. I don't let any other people into my lives. But thanks for your offer. Hi there, Walt. Thanks for joining in from Ohio. I appreciate you being here. Yes. Sorry, I have a little, must be a little fruit fly or something flying around, some sort of little bug. It is the country. Oh, what are you barking at? Are you yelling? I see, big boy, he's whining about something. That must be Slinky. You got Slinky? One of the cats torments. And I do mean daily torments. Poor big boy. Yes. Hello there from Farmington, New Hampshire. Like, how are you? Can I spin around? I do not have much room to spin, but I can spin around like that and show you that these are short awls. They are shorts. Yes. So, hi, William. Thanks for joining in. Hi there, Christina. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here the whole time, or for chiming in a couple of times throughout the live. So now you can see the finished polyurethane wood. Do I have a cameraman or woman? I have both. Right now you're on a stand, so it's neither. But I do have a crew that works with me. Again, I get about 7 to 10 million views a day across my platforms. So with that being said, imagine an advertiser that wants to put out a 30-second ad, right? They would go to an advertising agency and think about the crew that they would put together to put out 2 30-second advertisements. So there would be multiple people in that crew, as well as the person or people that are in that ad. So it's no different here. I do have a crew that I work with. So either they're multi-talented, because oftentimes they assist me with the building or the renovations or the demos or such, as well as to film or to edit. That's the biggest thing, is that I can put this on and on a stand and do a lot of this myself. But then when it comes back to the end of it, the 30-second slots, it's all that material is broken down and gone through it. Sometimes it's only 10 seconds, sometimes it's 20 seconds. And that is what is edited down to and then presented on the different platforms. Sometimes it's the long one. So I like on some of these platforms, I will post this live afterwards so you can go back and review it or see it anytime. And it will say that it was a recap of the live. So sometimes there'll be really long things up there, but other times it's broken down into definitely little tiny 30-second slots. Thanks for being here. I do appreciate Memphis is back. Thank you, Memphis, for being here. I do appreciate you joining in. I have lots of people scrolling and joining in now. Hello from Scotland, Robert. Thanks for joining in. Hi, Jeremy. Thanks for being here. Some of the questions I'm not going to be able to answer or will not answer. Make sure that you put questions that are appropriate to be responded to here. As somebody that says that they're being bullied, well, if you're being bullied, you should report being bullied. Love, thank you for liking my eyes, Stephen. My eyes are what you would consider hazel. They take on the hues of different colors that I wear. And so sometimes they look very green. It depends, like if I'm wearing greens or purples, those will pick up that green tone. Other times they'll take on a blue or a gray look to them. And then sometimes they'll actually have a little bit of a gold fleck or an amber look to them. But for the most part, they stay in that blue, gray, green area. So, hi, yes, thank you for my crown, Memphis. Thank you so much for my community crown. I do appreciate that. I love when I get gifts and when I get hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for hearts. Yes, thank you for those hearts and gifts. I do appreciate it. So, again, am I a Karen? Hardly. Hardly a Karen. Definitely not. Thank you so much. Oh, Stephen is from Rhode Island. Thanks for joining in. How is the weather up in Rhode Island? I'm sure it's hot up there. I've spent a good number of summers up in Pawtucket or Narragansett or Newport. Beautiful, beautiful area up there. So, you love my hair. Thank you, Luna. I do appreciate that. Right now it's just thrown up into a ponytail. I did have it down, but humidity got the best of it. It is sunny. Yes. Oh, you're in Woonsocket. I've been to Woonsocket. Yes. Yes, Woonsocket. Yes, good. A lot of the Indian names up in the New England regions. Yes. Can I jump? And I'm not going to leave my feet at the moment. I don't have much clearance to jump. Venezuela's in the house. Thank you for joining. Thanks for liking my style, Delacia. Hawaii. The handsome king is from Hawaii. I do not speak Spanish. Someone just asked. Hawaii is in the house. All right. Kian asked for a spin, so I can do another spin slowly. Spin it around, and there you go. So if you guys don't have any more questions, it's going to be time for me to say goodbye, finish my water, and head on over and take a dip in the pool because, as I said, it is rather hot out here today. Oh, I did have, it's over here. I did have a spray bottle to help keep me cool, like so. There we go. All right, so there, I can put, it is rather hot out here, so I did have the spray bottle out just to keep me cool. Thanks for joining in. I missed your question. Somebody asked if you don't want to say. It could be stay hydrated, and yes, Walt, that's the goal, is to stay hydrated. So, how many animals? Holly asks. Probably. Let's count them out, shall we? 3 dogs, 5 cats. So that's 8. 9 chickens, 17, 3 goats, 20, right? Did I do that right? So yes, something like that. About 20 animals here. Oh, Jade, you asked what industry was I in before I was a content creator? I had the great fortune of being in the finance industry. Most of my adult career was in finance. So, yes, a bean counter here of sorts. Specifically, a lot of it was through real estate transactions, but not a mortgage broker or anything like that, and not a realtor. I do have extensive background in that as well. But That was not, I was in the finance end of real estate transactions. So, then before that, I was a professional figure skater. And before that, I was a competitive figure skater. Those were my formative younger years. Stephen asked if I am married. Yes, I am married and have been married 30 years. My construction knowledge is impressive. Thank you. Well, in addition to all of the finance and all the other stuff that I have done in my life, I have always been interested in renovating things and building things. So that has been with me my entire adult life. So I was never one to sit back and watch and let other people do things. I had to always be involved and figure out how to get it done. So that's what I would do. I would get it done. So I would listen and learn from the professionals that would come in, and then I would take their tips and tricks and attempt to do it myself. So I may, it may be time for me, I believe it is time for me, another minute or so, and it'll be time for me to say, have a great weekend, and hopefully that you've hit follow, like, subscribe, join. Neighbor upstairs caused a fire. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good at all, Stephen. Hopefully nothing happened to your apartment. Big salute from Austin, Texas. Hi, Jeffrey. Thanks for joining in. Malaysia's in the house. San Diego's in the house. Thank you for being here. Yeah, thank you, Mike, for the congratulations on the 30 years. Yes, I hope you have a great weekend too, Christina. Nicholas has just joined in. I do hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Stay hydrated. It's going to be another hot one out there. It is the dog days of summer. So make sure that you stay hydrated and cool in the shade if you can, or near water. Just be careful of the riptides, though, if you go out to the ocean. I know they're out there, right? Remember that if you get caught by a riptide and it pulls you out, you get to a place where you can feel it lift, and then always swim parallel. Don't try to swim back in. Swim parallel to shore till you feel it give and start to roll back in with it. Because it's a surprise when that undertow takes you and hauls you out there. So you got to keep your wits about you in the ocean or the Gulf. Even that one there's bad riptide, so just be careful. Live in the RV? Sometimes I do live in the RV. It depends. Right, Jade, they're parallel always. Otherwise, those riptides are dangerous, deadly. So just be careful. Just be careful. I do often use, last week I was broadcasting live. Excuse me, I have an itch. And another itch. I was broadcasting live from inside the RV while I was renovating. There was so much commotion going on in the bunkhouse, I couldn't broadcast live from the bunkhouse. So I broadcast live from the RV last week. Today I brought you to work. Today was bring your fans to work day. So thank you so much for joining me. You're biking from Minnesota to Colorado. No, I'm definitely not on your route, Chester. I am in southeast Alabama. That's where the farm is. So, but again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a safe and happy, fun-filled weekend ahead of you. Hope that you have hit follow, join, subscribe, so that you can come back and see me live again, or catch my prior posts and reels. Maybe you'll see me cut this wood and install it later on today when it cools down a bit. It's time for me to jump in the pool and take a little bit of a rest, but I'll be back at it this afternoon. So thanks again. Thanks for joining me, Ollie. Finish the water and head on inside. All right, thank you. Oh, the mailman's here. I gotta go out and get the mail anyways. All right, bye everybody. Have a great rest of your day. And thanks for joining me. Make sure you hit follow, like, subscribe, join. All right? Follow, like, subscribe, join. And then go to TheMaryBurke.com. When you go to TheMaryBurke.com, you will find all the different social media platforms that I am on. Thank you, Jade, for being here. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Bye, everybody. Thank you for having a great day. I hope you have a great day, and hope you hit follow, like, subscribe, join, and you'll come back and see me again real soon. Bye now.